Leading up to this, sorry, that's why I was a couple of minutes late. And a few students have the camera on, so check that everyone's present. If you do have internet problems, that's totally fine. Just restart your Wi-Fi, move to another device, like set up a hotspot, whatever you have to do, and then rejoin the meeting if you do have any Wi-Fi problems. Hotels, retailers and restaurants, just think of the new jobs this will generate. Well done. Okay, now we're up to analogies. So, as I said, an analogy is when you say something is like something else. In the selective school tests, so it's worth being familiar with them. So there are examples here of each type of connection. So degree of intensity, the example it gives you is love and worship, intolerant and racist. So love taken to its extreme.
떨려. 지금 저는 콜리지 오브 로에서 하는 첫 번째 어세스먼트를 준비하고 있어요. 이 어세스먼트는 직접 여기 웹사이트에 들어가서 저를 이렇게 어세스 해주시는 분이랑 직접 그 화상으로 만나서 그 화상으로 질문을 하고 그 자리에서 바로 대답을 해야 되고 하는 건데, 제 친구들한테 들어보니까 어렵진 않다고 하는데, 제가 첫 어세스먼트고 그래서 지금 너무 떨려요. 2시에 예약을 해놨는데 지금 아이는 낮잠 재우고 아이 자는 동안에 이 어세스먼트를 빨리 끝내야 되는데 빨리 끝내줄지 모르겠어요. 한 과목 끝날 때마다 이렇게 어세스먼트가 있는데 이게 6과목이었나? 이 정도 되는 것 같아요. 2개는 자기가 선택하는 과목. 저는 크리미널 로랑 패밀리 로를 선택해서 이 부분을 공부하고 이 부분에 대한 이제 시험을 치는 거고, 첫 어세스먼트라서 지금 너무너무 떨려요. 거기다가 제가 좀 어려워하는 에식스 과목이라 너무 떨리는데 제발 좀 무사히 지나가라. 이거는 한 40분에서 45분 정도 한다고 해요. 제발. 제발. Can you see me now?
Not yet.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can see you now. Yes, this has just come up.
Oh, okay.
You should be able to see me as well.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, good.
On the right side. Is that right?
There's a chat box. So Kyung. Okay.
Yeah, you can call me Rachel.
Rachel. Nice to meet you. I'm Luana Torres. My name is in the chat. I knowledge of this area.
Yeah, it was very different from what I learned in uni. So it was very practical, and yeah, I think that helped me a lot because I haven't had any experience yet. So it was quite not quite. It was very new to me. Yeah.
What did you think of the ethical decision making model? Did you find that helpful?
Yeah, it is helpful, but I always thought when I studied ethics in uni, I thought ethics is quite difficult because I think it's like choice of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not always black or white.
Right.
And was there anything that you struggled with in particular in the subject?
I always thought that accounting is quite easy,
Yes.
but actually, yeah, that task was the hardest one.
Not so easy, right?
Yeah, it was very confusing and a lot of things to do.
Yes. Most of us find that quite difficult. It's unlikely to be effective.
All right.
Okay. The next question is more technical, and it's from the practice paper for this topic. Okay. That practice paper was quite big, and lots of cases referred to. So hopefully you read the cases so that you can give me the answer here and the name of one of the cases. So I'll read out the question. According to case law, if you want to obtain an injunction restraining a law practice from acting for a current client against a former client, what do you need to show the court? So what's the legal test that the courts apply when they're considering an injunction like this? And you'll only know this if you make some notes as you're reading the cases. So when you go through the practice paper, it's good to make some summaries as you go along.
Okay. Yeah.
About the cases, what happened there, and things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much information, yeah?
Right.
So the test is something to the effect that there must be a real and sensible possibility, okay, of the misuse of the confidential information.
Right.
So it's the real and sensible possibility test.
Right. Yeah.
And that is mentioned across a few of the cases there.
Real and sensible. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we mean by a bill of costs? What is that? Charge for administration, but not your time, right? For example, your time in photocopying. So there's a number of things that we can't include. Preparing the bill, we can't charge for that. You have to be reasonable in your fees, and you have to, the client has to agree, right, to pay.
No.
Oh, you probably have a headache now, yeah?
Yeah.
Go and have a cup of coffee and relax now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care, Rachel. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
와, 진짜 빵부자다, 빵부자. 우와, 우와. 이거는 뭐지? 이거는 서비스인가봐. 우와! 손편지도 있는데? Retain.
I have accidentally left my my earphone into kind of a water cup, so it's kind of broken. I want to make sure that you guys feel fine and useful to do this kind of exercise. I mean, obviously, the exercise was intended to give you a little bit kind of more experience in dealing with incompetence and also to see how the courts, in different jurisdictions have dealt with it.
Question 4.
Okay, let me go back to the online module. It was prepared some time ago, so it gives me a good chance to reflect rules and members, but it actually creates exceptions. The debate is always about whether the exceptions are sufficient to capture the legitimate needs of countries to pursue certain non-protectionist regulatory objectives. Unfair trade covers essentially dumping and subsidies. Now, why it's unfair? Dumping is really defined as a private company export goods at a price lower than the goods are sold to domestic markets. Think about it. Whether that's actually an issue economically and frankly commercially. Right? Why countries sell goods at different prices? Right? This is the kind of the typical example of art students is, can you sell apples in Melbourne City?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you see me?
I think it's just coming out. Yeah, hi, it's Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Yeah, I can see and hear you. Can you see and hear me too?
Yes.
Yeah, tremendous. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So this is as if you were doing it live before a judge. So I might interrupt you, like a judge might interrupt a solicitor, but we may just talk about it at the end. Yeah. Have you had any experience doing advocacy?
No.
No mood or anything that you.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Okay, good.
May I mention matter number 1 in your civil list, the matter of Zhang and Caruso? My name is Kim, K-I-M. I appear on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon. So, Your Honor, my client filed a notice of motion to obtain a summary judgment against defendant in the amount of $101,200 under 13.1 of Uniform Civil Procedure Rules. In support of the notice of motion, the plaintiff filed an affidavit of Joyce Zhang, sworn on the 4th of October 2021. On the 4th of April 2020, the plaintiff entered into an agreement with the defendant. Under the terms of the agreement, the plaintiff would mortgage their home to lend money to the first defendant, and the first defendant would pay the mortgage repayment until he's able to make the whole amount of the loan. So this is the paragraph 3 to 10 of affidavit of Zhang.
So can I put John, have you made up the affidavit? Paragraph of the affidavit am I looking at?
It's paragraph 3 to 10.
All right, thank you. Yes.
So both parties have signed the written agreement, and contract is not in dispute.
Right, thank you.
This is a paragraph 11 to 16 of the affidavit of Zhang. On 15 July 2020, the first plaintiff and the first defendant had a telephone conversation, and defendant refused to make a repayment, and as a result, the plaintiff were forced to make the repayment themselves. So this is a paragraph 17 to 22 of the affidavit of Zhang. So from 15 July 21, the plaintiff are making repayment of the loan. So my client filed a statement of claim and served the document to the defendant on the 13th of August 2020, and defendant filed a defense on the 5th of September. So the plaintiff are making application under Rule 13 of Uniform Civil Procedure Rule for summary judgment to be entered in favor of the plaintiff in the sum of $101,200. The plaintiff have 2 elements under Rule 13 for summary judgment. The first element under Rule 13 is there's evidence of the facts on which the claim or part of the claim is based. So with the evidence of affidavit of Zhang sworn on 4th of October 2020, and with the written agreement signed by both parties on the 4th of April 2020, it is evidence that there was a. So those are my submission. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Mrs. Kim. We'll see. Yeah, no, that was well done. Yeah, once you started, do you feel more comfortable?
I was super nervous.
Yeah, I know, but as it went along, I think you got better and you relaxed a bit maybe. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you just need to do like anything. The more often you do something, hopefully the better you get at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing that you need to, I guess, address on is are there any special considerations because the matter is ex parte?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So just because you don't have an opponent doesn't mean you can say whatever you like, basically. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway. All right. So I'll move on now to task 1.
Okay.
So, how do you decide which court you should commence proceedings in for a client?
I firstly look at what kind of problem
Yep.
the customer has, and also I notice the how much money
Yep,
is
that's
different.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, the cause of action or the type of claim and how much they're claiming, that's right. Also depending on where the parties are located. So in our matter, the plaintiff and the defendant and the cause of action arose in New South Wales. So because of the amount involved, it became a district court matter of New South Wales. Yep, great. Okay.